The Star Wars Proper Comic Run dropped issue 12 this week, and I have to say, it was a rather emotional entry in the series thanks to its multiple flashbacks detailing heroic feats by Han and Chewie, and painting a clear picture as to why Leia fell in love with a smuggling scoundrel in the first place. The issue paused the main events of the overarching narrative to get more perspective on the feelings of characters like Leia and the Dameron family. Leia in particular has some really great emotionally charged panels such as this one, in which you can see her reflecting on the carbon chamber scene with her repeating Han's now iconic line. It just really showed how much she loved this guy by this point in time, and how the pain of his capture is weighing heavily on her soul. Kes also got in on the feels fest with a bit of an Easter egg drop when he shows off and discusses his son Poe. If anything, this moment made me realize how old Poe must have been in the sequel trilogy, and let's just say that Oscar made him look damn good for a man that had to be in his mid to late 40s. This issue also offered up another Dameron canon moment by featuring the first date between Shara and Kes, so it was definitely a lore-rich issue. Anyway, the main canon edition of note is an act by Han and Chewie that was quite heroic and ultimately saved the Rebel Alliance from utter failure. Apparently, the heating system at Echo Base took a dump to the point where Rebels had to board all the ships to stay alive. Even the Tauntauns had to be loaded into the Falcon for safety. Being a Tauntaun keeper isn't the Han heroics I'm referring to though, because they soon find out that the reactor powering the base is about to explode, but luckily for the Rebels, the Falcon had the part that it needed to be fixed. Han and Chewie head off to save the day while commanding Leia and the others to bail if they don't succeed. Han and Chewie go about fixing the reactor in Han and Chewie fashion, which means they shoot explosive barrels to warm things up, which ultimately results in them smoking the place out and calling for Leia and the others to leave because they thought they were goners. Leia and the rebels fled the base and hoped for the best while the princess lamented the possible loss of her lover. Luckily, Han is Han Solo, so he and Chewie ultimately saved the day and allowed the rebels to maintain their base on Hoth. The issue ends with some very touching panels featuring Kes appreciating Han's save, and Leia describing why she, a princess and rebel general, could love a smuggler like Han Solo. Her words were beautiful and explained her love of Han better than any movie scene or line could. She really put into perspective what made Han so special to her, but also made it clear why he always acted like he never gave two shits about the Rebel Alliance. It was just a brilliant way to explain their dynamic, and I found it emotionally charging. The issue ends with the news that Shara is alright, and she's hacking away at a K2SO style bot to steal some Imperial secrets, so we got a nice little egg to wrap up this rather interesting issue of the main Star Wars comic. It was nice to get back to telling some interesting Star Wars lore in this run, so this issue was a major step up over the last few and highly recommended to check out. Make sure to tune into the next episode of the Star Wars Time Show, in which myself and my co-host Nick will fully break down this issue and give our thoughts on it as a whole. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subbing to our YouTube channel. We'd also love for you to join in with our weekly Star Wars podcasts, so use the links in this video's description or head to starwarstime.net to subscribe to the platform of your choice. There's always time for Star Wars Time, and remember, if you listen to the Star Wars Time Show, the Force will be with you, always.